So, good evening, guys, and welcome to another Monday evening OTL. It is season 4, tonight is round 16, and we head to Monza for our second last sprint format of the season. One more to go, next up would be Brazil, but we are 5 rounds away from that. 6 rounds left in the championship. Mike has that lead at the top with 66 points. And I will just go to get the full standings of our top 20 drivers. So we have Mike leading the way. He's on 362, then Nude Potato in P2 now on 296, but Mr. Rage only 1 point behind in P3 on 295. Then we get Nelly in P4 on 219, but he's not here tonight, so good opportunity for Ryan Sam in P5 at 217, Mikey in P6 on 212, Rob Wills P7 on 211. Then we get Chubby Slug in P8 on 200. He's in a little bit of gap, kind of 11 points in front, 16 points behind. We get ENTXJ in P9 on 184, Kristaps P10 on 166, Nick P11 on 147, Connor Kid P12 on 124, SPW P13 on 110, F Lewis P14 on 108, Mick P15 on 100, Shiv P16 on 93, Scammer P17 on 91, Pedro Ranger P18 on 83, Pedro P19 on Rangers on 88, sorry, Pedro's P19 on 83, and then Fingers P20 on 69. So apparently we have too many reserves. That's a shame.
I just heard that too.
How? Good evening. Third race, no line. Let's hope it's a good one. Good evening, Skarma, Jock, Gunman, Rob, Mr. Jock, Mike, everybody, welcome. I hope you're all very well, peeps, as we get set for what will be a one-shot qualifying 13-lap race at Monza. And I know for sure the softs last pretty long here.
Sorry, Chris, we don't. We've got exact spot on. I've just looked at everybody else is in their cars by the reserves.
Okay.
There is 3 spots. Unless F. Lewis joins.
Has he said anything in general chat?
He said nothing.
Yeah, can I have an invite? Mine's ain't working.
Oh, okay.
So he is a full-time driver, so one of them will need to sit out. You'll need to kick one of them out and get F. Lewis in.
Ooh, wow. Decisions. Oh, who goes? I mean, I can't. No, I mean, the new guy's got a. Oh, damn.
Watch, I'll sort it. Jock went out.
Oh, there you go. Oh, fair. Oh, I appreciate that, Jock. Thank you very much, Jock. I'll make sure you have a seat next week. 100%. Very, very nice of you.
So, Jock parts way. That's a shame, Adam. You big dope.
I'm such a bully.
But then what I would say is, that some drivers should maybe react, or all drivers should always react.
Or get in
better indication
on time. That'd be nice. But there you go. These things happen.
So we wait on F. Lewis to see. Just need to wait on F. Lewis getting in.
Come on, Lewis.
Did you send him an invite?
I did. I'll send him another in case there's issues with it.
Should be okay to get in. The space is there. And there he comes.
Jock, if you're watching this stream, I'm going to give you some reserve championship points to make the battle between me and you closer. For dropping that for me. Can have 1. Oh. Right.
So just give the guys the little heads up. The turn one is absolutely horrible. And just entered it with a little more caution. You do not want to be, although people may see it as they can take risk in the first race, as they have always a feature race to fall back on. So who knows?
Yeah, no risk, no reward in the sprint.
And that is very true. Kick fingers.
I mean, Rage needs to take all the risks if he wants to close the gap. Obviously, a couple of two new full-time guys in Joe Bradfield and Matty. Matty reserved last week, or did I throw him into a full-time seat? I can't even remember. I am a useless league owner.
And everybody says you're your favourite. It really annoys me. I take great offence to that. Nick,
it's only Mikey.
Chris and Adam. Are you saying Adam's better than me, Nick, or what?
I mean, Nick's a turd. Don't get me started on Nick.
No, well, there you go, Nick. Oh, you just shot you in flames. So.
After what he said to me earlier about I make myself the number 2 driver. I mean, on Sundays, who was going to be number 2? Me or Rob, Chris?
Always well, it's obviously you.
Yes, I know my place. I know I'm not as fast as most guys, so I will be the number 2.
Although your pace at the end of the race last night would say otherwise, wouldn't you?
But I have races like that. I'm comfortable racing there. Mondays is a mental thing, but some of these, Mike, Rage, Con, I just can't compete with them. Maybe next game, don't know. I mean, God, never.
The next person that says Joe in the chat, I'm going to spectate them till they crash. I will commentators curse you.
Who's Joe?
Stop it, Stephen. You little instigator. So one shot qualifying, of course, so a very, very hectic session coming up. We'll do our best to try and stay on top of where some is. Of course, Rage and Mike's the important ones. So with Ryan Sam off the rip, which is not too bad. He'll be a driver, I think, to be pretty much up there. So let's see. We've got Nude Potato, Nick, Fingers, Pedro, SPW, ENTXJ. They're on a medium compound tyre. We'll see though. But I think getting on the mediums early is going to be a good old play here, because I could see you getting off the medium nice and early and making the soft tyre work better for longer in the second stint in the race. The soft tyre is very, very durable here, so 26.5 for Ryan. So I'm sitting at P4. Who will we filter to? Let's go to our championship leader, as he, through that second chicane, launches himself up to P2, but Matty's right up there this time, Adam, as we come up to the Sector 2 split. Although in the first Lesmo, Mike is able to jump Matty and extend that gap a little bit more as they head down towards the scary chicane.
Rob's having a good one, P3, one of the best teammates ever.
Rob outpacing Mr. Rage at the moment. Maybe we'll see the pace change, and there we go. Mr. Rage finding a load of time through the Ascari chicane. He jumps himself up to P2.
Oh, Matty's retired.
So on Matty's dropped it at Ascari chicane, so I'm trying to judge how close it is between Mr. Rage, and there's absolutely nothing to split Rage and Mike here, Adam, as they come round the last corner, the Parabolica, heading towards the line. You take the tight line, and Mr. Rage has managed to pit Mike. He's going to get pole position right to the line here. There's absolutely nothing splitting on 1/10 of a second between Rage and Mike. Connor Kidd P3, Rob Wells P4, right in there against Connor Kidd as well. F. Lewis P5, Nude Potato, a solid job to get that medium tyre into the top 6.
I mean, I will say this now, Rob, do not have a start like you did yesterday.
No. Oh hell no. So Mr. Rage on pole position with a 20.5, Mike in P2, Connor Kidd 3, Rob Wells 4, F. Lewis 5, Nude Potato 6, he's on the medium compound tyre.
Yes.
Chris Stats P7, Mick P8, Matto Man and SPW both went in top 10 in the medium compound tyre as well, so they've done a good job. Then we've got Jay, Nick, Ryan Sam, Jay Bradfield, Sama, Puel, Fingers, Ranger, Pedro, and then Matty. Ranger get DSQ'd, and I think Pedro and Matty both had DNFs. So no big shocks there for me. Matto, man, you can see he's a bit maybe further down the order than the pace he's shown, but he's on the medium tyre, and he's only a couple of tenths away from Con, so he's right on the pace there.
Yeah, I mean Mick to me, most races, Mick is another Fingers. He gets very unfortunate in race situations. But I'm talking Fingers early HOR days. Fingers now just sucks.
That's a fact. So 13
But
laps ahead. Oh, sorry, on you go,
but
Adam.
then no, but then with fingers he doesn't use assist, so I have to credit him
Yeah.
in that.
Oh yeah, respect any driver that has no
Yeah,
assist on.
yeah. Really
So
glad
who's
I'm
your
not taking.
picks, Adam?
Well, I'll tell you the podium right now. Rage,
Go.
Mike, Rob.
Rage, Mike, Rob. Interesting. I'm going to go for drama. I'm going to go for contact between Mike and Rage. And they're going to get taken out of the equation. And I'm going to go for a nude potato victory.
Oh.
Then Connor Kid P2.
Ooh.
And I hate to do this with Matoman P3. Or SPW. Matoman or SPW, it's a tough choice between them.
I'm not going to count Matty out though. Although he's P20 at the start, I will not count Matty out. He clearly showed pace in the quali before DNF'd or whatever happened to him. And obviously I raced with him on a Sunday, so we know he's got pace. Unless there's two Ferraris in front of him.
And of course, Mr. Rage, in terms of championship, that 66-point gap, he needs all the gains he can get on Mike, so
Yes.
he's done exactly what he needs to do. Although, I don't know if being in pole position at Monza is the best thing, because Mike gets this nice toe all the way down through turn 3 up to that second chicane to maybe attempt some form of a move into the second chicane before the first Lesmo, so...
I mean, we could just have a massive turn 1 pilot.
I mean, it is, if they're going to have a pile-up at any track, this is the circuit it most definitely could happen, is if Lewis starts to build a little bit of a gap.
You might see Pedro win.
A Pedro victory?
I'm sorry, too far. I'm sorry. Oh, dear.
I better get some data on the screen because that really matters. Let's see the tyres. So outside the top 10, everybody on the mediums apart from Matty, Ranger and Jay Bradfield. And I think, ideally, you're probably only going to take the mediums here for like 5 laps and then just jump onto the softs for 8, maybe 6 laps. But being at the softs near the end of the race, I think it's going to be more beneficial. The softs will do a good distance here. Mike and Rage will just go to drive away and really put some damage against the pack.
Do you think it's going to be an Imola type? Obviously, because we did the sprint at Imola, and I remember you telling me get off the mediums, lap 6 and go to the softs. I'm sure it was lap 6.
Yeah, it is a bit more where it's more benefit to be on the soft tyre for longer.
So we could see the same rule then, lap 6, get off the
5 or
mediums
6,
and into the softs.
yeah, and the softs will go that 7 laps you need to the end of the race, no problem. So in the camera we'll jump to Mr. Matty. He's the last man just coming out Parabolica now. And our OTL sprint race and the treacherous run to turn 1 at Monza will get underway. Matty takes his grid slot. And he goes. This bit always seems very long and arduous by the game. But there we go, and then we'll have a little jerk as everybody loads in. I don't know why it does this. And we'll go to the ages. We get 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and our Monza sprint race is away. It was a long old hold at the lights and a bit of a delay there between the drivers, and Mike got a much better start than Rage bogged down, but them behind really struggled to get going, so they did, and there's a big amount of cars now piling down into turn 1. F. Lewis here rounding the outside, and somebody's went round. That's a Mercedes having a big moment of oversteer there. I think that may have been Mr. Rage, and he caused a bit of a calamity. There's been a big bag up, and I'm not quite sure now what's happening further down the grid. Skarma's falling down the order here. Jay Bradfield, Mick and Ryan Sam all jostling for position, trying to give each other space as Skarma now gets in the run, and he goes round the outside of Jay Bradfield. Now Skarma, now Mick, and trying again for a move on Ryan Sam, but he's not going to be able to this time around. And we see here SPW now being attacked massively on that medium compound tyre as Paul Josiak makes a move, and Nick now, and Nick's just pulled in front of somebody. Oh my god, Nick's just pulled back onto the racing line there with a big queue of cars, and I don't know if there's some desyncing on there or something there. So Ryan Sam out, VSC has been called.
Ryan Sam and Matty are out. I think Rob might have damage. Rob was hit from pillar to post through turn 1 and 2, and then Chris Thatcher's sideways, and I think there was contact there. So if Rob hasn't got damage, I'm going to be surprised.
So safety car, full course safety car out now. Either Mike and Rage will choose not to pit, but I think we'll see the medium guys now get onto the soft compound, and I think they can make this work. I'm not sure, Shiv. It was a very, very strange one. Where are you on track, Shiv? Why did I not see you? Oh, you're not racing tonight?
He's not racing.
Nah.
Last night was too much for him. He's still a bit upset.
Ah, fair. Don't understand what happened there. It stemmed from an incident further ahead. Everybody's just going to need to report it, guys. Keep your head down. There's a lot of racing still to go. It's very early in the sprint race and just have a feature race, so plenty of opportunity. And look at Pedro, Adam. P5.
Oh God, please don't let this happen.
Oh,
Please.
what's happening here? And he's, well, if we'd have done 100% energy here. Oh, and Jay Bradfield forgot to put his setup on. Oh, ouch.
Oh.
That's going to be hurtful. So was that, I'm not sure if that was, from what I can make out there, I'm sure I was on board with Nick. I don't know if you can scroll back in the stream, Adam, and look if it was Nick I was on board with, but I was on board with an Aston Martin, and they've had a moment and been in the inside at Lesmo 1, and just kind of pulled out into the line of another driver that was coming fast through the first Lesmo.
I mean,
not quite sure who it was. Sprint races always have drama, Powell, so opportunity ahead, keep your head down. Oh, lucky.
Oh no, he's up in P4. Oh.
Yep. That's just Monza turn 1, mate. Don't take that in any regards to the league. We get some very fast guys that race here on a Wednesday night, and you'll see, like Mike's one of them, you'll see Mike's pace and he gets going, he's pretty on it. He shouldn't be racing in OTL, he's a bit of a cheaper.
Yeah,
Mediums can go to the end, they can, sir. You're all the way. You are net P1. Did Pedro pit early as well?
No, he started.
Oh, he's talking about the guys like Mr. Rage and that behind. Yeah, but I wouldn't worry about that. You've got a nice couple of soft compound tyres ahead that will drag you up the road for another few laps. Now, if the safety car goes for another lap, I would probably go soft compound tyre. And what have you got to lose at this point?
Oh, yeah, it was Nick.
It was.
It was. I wouldn't say he pulled on the track, he was still on the track.
But he just pulled into the racing line after an incident, right?
Yeah.
As there was fast cars coming through and it caused a big old mess.
Yes, that is how Matty has ended up out of the race.
Oh, wow.
And I'm not going to be surprised when old Chubby Slug gets his first penalty. That's what he did for us. Cutting corner under the second. That's the race.
10-second time penalty to Chubby Slug.
Oh, I mean, I should give him a time penalty for that. It's disgraceful.
Yeah, thanks for looking back as well, Jock. It was, I don't, do not take this for thing, mate. I am not saying here that Mike is a thing, mate, is a bad driver or he's done that deliberately. As Mike now breaks away from the field and we get back to green flag racing as the safety car comes in, and everyone's seen the notice at the top of the screen that that's just been an accident. And these things happen in recent, we've just got to accept it and move on. But look at New Potato here getting a big old run in F. Lewis, but F. Lewis is coming for a run in rage. Has New Potato got the straight line speed, and has he got the nerve to use the tyre grip to slip that Red Bull car down the inside line? And Pedro's had a moment. Was there contact between Powell and Pedro? Did Pedro try to go through? He's been spun round. And what is happening here? He gets round and there's even more of a mess now. His fingers, SPW, Chubby Slug all go side by side on the restart out of the first chicane, and SPW now will come through in the inside line of his teammate and he'll get the momentum here. Man maybe about to get boxed out. It's Nude Potato and ENTXJ now do battles. J now gets through. So Pedro somehow, even after that moment, managed to recover the car and get himself back going again in P12. But look at Mr. Rage. Mr. Rage goes through him, Powell into a scary chicane. Good bit of racing there, being very fair.
Mike's got a pit, Rage hasn't he? So Mike needs to pull that gap and needs to pull it quick.
And here comes F. Lewis on Powell. He'll go to the inside line at the Parabolica. Powell will try and hold that outside line, but Rage will get through. And now look at ENTXJ looking to pounce in this heel of that tighter line. Is his teammate going to give him the toe to help him out across the line here? But F. Lewis derated a little bit, so that's going to allow Powell and that to make the run again back down. And look at the straight line speed, they're absolutely the same as Powell and Jay go side by side. And who's this? Nude Potato now gets involved as they go side by side. Jay and Nude Potato. Powell drops down, he's now in P8, but Nude Potato is going to make that opportunity count, and I think he is going to get ahead of ENTXJ. Some wheel to wheel banging, but they do get through in the end. SPW now through on Jay Bradfield, and Jay Bradfield I think struggling a little bit, not having the setup on the car.
I mean, we can blame that on to Irish Nude Potato.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know, Rage is sitting pretty. He hasn't got pit again. Rage is racing. Going to the end. Another yellow flag. Ferrari.
And look at this, Mick and SPW doing a bit of battling. SPW in that P11 slot, and these guys of course will be also going to the end. SPW is going to try and make that soft tyre last. 8 laps to go.
You've got to remember Mick and SPW are friends, so we'll be fair.
Mike now sitting the fastest lap of the race, but Ryan Ranger trades straight back. But look at this, Rob Wills now on Powell was still not a DRS, and we're in lap 6 of this race. Where the hell is the DRS? It's got to be activated next lap, I would think. Is now, who's this? Is this Nick thinking of sizing up a move to Powell? Not this time.
Mr. Rage is only 2 tenths off the fastest lap on the medium compound. He's faster than Mike on the medium, and Mike is on the softs.
So he has some pace in the car, does Rage, on the medium compound tyre as well.
Stephen's got 22.7, so he's faster than all cars around him at the moment.
Is that SPW?
Yeah, SPW. Scarberry's having a mare, I'm going to say. 3 pit stops already.
Oh wow. And now we do have some DRS eventually. It's Nude Potato and F. Lewis. Nude Potato gets through and F. Lewis into the Sky Chicane, and ENTXJ all over the back. His teammate now on the exit. Well, we see Jay make a run here, but F. Lewis is going to come back at Nude Potato here. I think Nude Potato had a little bit of a compromised exit of the Sky Chicane. I don't know if he's at the moment. Oh, and there's contact, there's some jostling going on, and F. Lewis did not want to pull out and take that DRS. Nude Potato wanted to give it up. He knows he's going to come under attack now here. He's going to try and defend it off though as the 2 Alfa Romeo boys come steaming through. But look at Jay, he's got a much bigger energy advantage, and I think he could be good to get his teammate here as he pulls to that inside line, and through he goes. F. Lewis makes a little bit of a movement there as they get on the brakes. I think that just unsighted ENTXJ a little bit. There's a little bit of contact there on the rear as Jay tries to get that cut back but can't quite do it, and Pedro compounds misery and picks up a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Rob just lost 2 places down the straight. Stevens and Nick.
And here comes Powell on Rob, trying to come back at him as well, as Powell tries to go side by side, and Rob's been turned round. There's contact between the 2 of them.
Right, a sprint to forget for Rob so far.
And down to P15, Powell now all over the back of Green Fingers as he gets a bit of run. Fingers not looking to fight that one too hard here. It's Jay Bradfield and his crazy downforce setup, making some gains, but SPW here catching up on F. Lewis and Nick And Jay and F. Lewis's SPW has some opportunity ahead in this race. Can these guys in the soft see it out? Is Rage and Connor Kid into the pits? So this is going to give us an indication to roughly where Mike is going to end up here. He's just going to try and keep building the gap, and you're seeing the longevity in the soft compound tyre, although there was a safety car. But Ranger all over the back of Mike here. And Mike is D-rating, so that's interesting.
Oh, Mike will come out 15th, 16th because Chris Taps is hot on the heels of Connor Kidd here. Mike is going to have some traffic to get back to Rage.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough old stint for Mike coming up, I think. And he's going to be in the medium compound tyre, so he wants to give himself some laps to do it. As SPW gets through in F. Lewis, and F. Lewis hits him up the rear there, a little bit of contact. The SPW is through.
Steve, I tell you what, Stephen, since he's actually started using his wheel, he's come along.
Oh, definitely.
His pace is showing.
Oh, and F. Lewis makes a move there and hits the wall a little bit. Did he pick up any damage? They still go side by side. Oh, and F. Lewis is trying there, but there's a big moment in the curb and he's round. And has he collected Nick there? I think he has.
No, Nick got through it. Nick got through it.
And F. Lewis round there.
Oh, it was the dummy, the feint to go left and then quick comeback right, just threw him off.
Yeah, and smacked the wall. Mike now into the pits, so here we go. And look where Connor Kidd is in relation here. Is Connor Kidd going to be able to pull the undercut here? He's just coming off Parabolica as Powell gets a 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. I'm interested by that one. And Connor Kidd and Mike is going to be very, very close here. There's Mike leaving the pits on the right hand side of the screen. I think Connor Kidd will go through on the undercut. And through by a good half a second, so Connor Kidd triggered that early pull there as Jay Bradfield is a moment out at turn 2. And Connor Kidd managed to pull that undercut.
So Ranger's got to pick end of this lap, and then this race is Rage or Mood. I mean, I won't count out Jay or Stephen actually, I'll be rude to count them out. Jay's been absolutely flying the last few weeks. Lewis, why have you left the session? You've got a feature next.
Oh yeah.
If you're not coming back, Lewis, I'll invite Jock back. Jock can race the feature.
So here comes Jay on Nude Potato. Jay's got that DRS Nude Potato D rating, and I think he will come for the move here. Nude Potato makes the 2 moves. Jay goes to the inside line and through they go. Con will now try and hold it round the long way. Jay has been very respectful. Both drivers here, some cracking race there as they go through the first couple of corners, and now it's the long drag through turn 3 as they head down towards the second chicane. And ENTXJ is able to just get ahead. He'll now defend off that inside line, but I think Con wants to try and stick the nose down the inside, but he just can't at the moment. And Jay will hold off Con. SPW 4.8 seconds behind. He is gaining on that fight. Is he gaining enough to get it before the end of the race? I'm not so sure.
No, anything can happen. There you go. Going back. I'd like to see Stephen couldn't gain it in 3 laps unless something happens. I don't see it.
Yeah, it'd need to find a big chunk of time.
Yeah. Mind you, Con and Jay fighting, that could be that big chunk he needs.
That's it.
Ranger's got a box now, and then this gives Rage control of the race.
And you're absolutely right, Ranger into the pits. So Rage does get control, and he's going to have a comfortable 4.5 to 5 second margin out front. As Nude Potato now goes through. Oh no, it's not. Wait, somehow that gap between Rage and Nude Potato is down to 1.4 seconds. They're catching massively. What is going on with Rage? 8 laps, but you're seeing this longevity in the soft compound tyre. I called this early, and the soft tyre's holding up very, very well. And for once I actually got my tyre call absolutely bob on by the looks of it.
Well, you normally get your tyre call bob on for me.
That's fair.
That's a mat fact.
I'm going to leave. Are you here watching, Adam?
I am. Who are you on?
Mr. Nude Potato and that battle materialising. Although I'm going to go to Mike and Fingers. Mike coming through the pack, so I'll go to that one, and I'm going to quickly get myself a drink. So.
Ooh, Fingers contact. Mike is rounding into a wall. Oh. Misery for Michael. Oh dear. Well, that's it. Come on, Michael. Come on. Do not let that chubby slug. Oh, Mike's got wing damage. He's definitely got wing damage. I should have spotted that straight away, but I didn't. Damn. Damn. Unlucky, young Michael. Yeah, I'd have to agree, Chivmeister. I'd have to agree. If you're side by side, you've got to give the space. I know you might lose out, but Mike is the faster driver. I don't think any of us can dispute that. So, I'll stay on Mike because Chris is on Mike and Chris is on PP. I'll make a drink. Remember?
Chris is back. And I don't know who I'm on. I flicked to change. I'm on Rob.
Oh, okay. Well, Mike had a spin. So it's been constant for his last lap though. Yes, Mike got spun.
Last lap, but look at Nude Potato and Mr. Rage here, Adam.
Yeah.
He is absolutely there.
JP3. Stephen got the gap down, just not enough.
Still going to bring home a very good P4.
Oh dear.
But I think with no more DRS opportunities, Cons, at the moment, is he going to go round? Oh! And this could give ENTXJ the opportunity. Cons just had a big moment at that second chicane, and that will have spiked the temperature in that soft compound tyre, and of course drops Nude Potato out the DRS opportunity and hands that over to Jay. So Jay can now use this to close up to Con, focus on a better run through a scary chicane, hold on to a bit of energy and maybe get something done up to Parabolica. Do you want to take the Visco P3? You're still the second row of the grid. Oh no, and Jay's went round! No, Jay's round! He's round at the Ascari chicane, and can he get that car recovered? There's still a good finishing position here on offer if he can get going. He'll only lose a couple of positions, but that'll mean SPW now goes up to P3 in the race, and Nick now he's gaining in Jay, and Nick now will try and go round the long way, but Jay's got no wing. He's got no wing. But still, Jay will hold on to P5 with a broken wing. It's a big moment exiting chicane. I don't think Connor cares for the game, but Rage wins the race. He gets a 1.4 second gap to Nude Potato end. SPW by a solid P3. Nick P4. ENTXJ P5. Mick P6, and we're waiting all the rest of the guys coming through to tail off their penalties. Remember, guys, if you're racing, stay in the lobby, as we will just use this lobby to continue on as Skarma gets another time penalty there as we head towards the line. But good job there to Rage, and in terms of points to Mike, that is ideal scenario. He brings it down by 10.
Mike fastest lap. Oh.
So the curtain falls on a dramatic.
I'm just jumping into the Discord, see if anything's gone off.
I mean, Mr. Mark, you took a driver out. I hope that pow's not in that remark. Well, from what I could hear, I never seen the incident, but from what I could hear, Mike was alongside. And if there's a driver alongside, the rules say you got to give the space. But that's for the stewards to decide. And if anything, don't tell MD I said this, but it makes the championship more exciting, so I'm not biased or anything. I just want to see entertaining stuff. But then Michael Field does not want to MD's racing that way. So, are you getting a little picture of this, Adam?
I've already got that, mate.
Oh,
I've
right,
already
okay.
got that. I'm just wondering if I'd done stewards from last week. No, I didn't. And now I'm flicking through and I know why I didn't. Because there was so much crap in the channel.
Oh.
Yeah. So I will get on that after the race.
So well done to Rage, Nude Potato and SPW, our podium men from the sprint format. Nick and a solid P40 and TXJ still got P5 after that big moment in the last lap at Scarish Chicane. Mick P6, Connor Kidd P7, Greenfingers P8, Rob Hills P9 and Ranger rounds out the top 10. Wow, and of course free tyre choice now getting into the feature race. So,
Could have a bit of a free tyre choice.
and of course guys, do not forget your setups.
Jay Bradfield.
Yes,
Get us out.
certainly not, yeah, because 13 laps is bad enough with no setup, let alone 26.
Yes.
That's a fact.
That is a matte fact.
So let me just go to settings, flick this up. Right. Grid editor. So we have Mr. Rage winning the race. We have Nude Potato P2. We have SPW P3, Nick P4. Then who?
JP5.
Who?
J.
Oh yeah.
Tex.
Oh yeah. Then Mick.
Mick.
Then
Connor
who?
Kidd.
Let me get him. Connor Kidd is in P7, right?
Yeah. Then Fingers.
Yep.
Then the greatest teammate ever.
Yep.
And then Ranger.
Yep.
Jay Bradfield.
Yep.
Chubby Slug.
Yep.
Powell.
Yep.
Michael.
Yep.
Pedro.
Yep.
Chris Taps.
Yep.
Skarma.
Yep.
F. Lewis. Ryan Sam. Matty.
Right. Well, that's us good to go. The grid is set.
I will just give Mike the word.
I will tell your boys not to ready up, that it's someone else's job.
Yes. Just tag Mike in it. I'm telling Mike in admins, if you just tag Mike in, it's on Mike. He's my guy on track. I'm going to carry on doing my Adam's notebook in the Discord to see if we've got any juicy gossip.
So, on to the feature race. Is Paul pronounced Pavel? It may be because he's Polish. Could be. I think he's Polish. He's got Robert Lewandowski as his thing, so I just assume he's Polish.
He's got to be Shema Pavel. I know a bit of Polish.
I don't know Polish.
Oh, I do, but I can't use most of the other Polish I know, especially on stream. Although I could, you wouldn't even know what they mean. So
no idea. But a
I've
W
got.
usually is like a double V in like Polish and that, right? I only know bad words. Yeah, some of
That's
vocabulary
all I
really
know.
spans.
It's honestly, it's all I know. If I started saying them,
We'd get banned.
more than likely, yes. I'll tell you after the stream.
We don't want the channel to be banned. So good luck to
No.
all drivers ahead. 26 laps.
Well, I'm going for a quick cigarette. I didn't take my opportunity.
You do, Mike, but we believe that you will go and hustle the guys up front. I am sure of it.
Yeah, we give you 7 laps. If you're not there by then, give it up.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot your tyre out.
Oh, shots fired.
Hey, see what you did there.
You liked it, didn't you?
I promise, YouTube police, I don't have a gun in my home. I live in Scotland, God's sake. The hardest thing I've got is a bloody cable.
Mrs.
Or that, probably. And she's very small.
Deadly, but small.
Yeah. So, hopefully nobody's hit ready up. Mike should give them plenty of time, and then it's on him to release the lobby.
100% Mike will give them plenty of time. And if he doesn't, he's a douche canoe.
A douche canoe? As Kristaps leaves the session as we get 30 seconds up. Oh no, that's just a funny timer, so now we wait. And the guys just prepping themselves, choosing their tyre choice, fuel loads. I think we'll see the majority. Should we go be nosy? I don't like to do this, but sometimes I do. Let's all go be nosy. So the majority of drivers on the soft compound tyre, apart from Ryan Sam. So maybe there's a small delay there and I'm getting into the race as we see Pedro now go to the medium compound tyre. Early safety car, of course, you can get onto that medium and go pretty much to the end of the race from about lap 3 or 4. So, I think soft could be a strong choice, although, who's that? Chubby Slug now, Mataman doing Mataman things, he opts to go to the medium compound tyre.
So I was surprised you didn't say the hard tyre.
Oh, and Mr. Rage now, Nude Potato, both went to the mediums, as has Nick. So some late changes there, Adam. Guys waiting to the death to get onto the tyres, so SPW now, on that soft compound tyre in that second row. Could he get the jump that he needs to jump ahead on Nude Potato and Mr. Rage at the start?
I'd expect so. Stephen can have some real good starts.
And he should have a bit of cover because Nick beside him is on the medium compound.
Yes. I'm expecting good things from you, Stephen.
Who never left the grid? Ryan Sam. So you keep an eye on what happens further back in the grid, Mr. Adam. And I would do my best to stay on top. They're only coming into the first Lesmo half the grid, so I've probably got a minute or so.
For the start, I'm gonna sit on with Matty because.
Can you drop Kristaps an invite?
Yes.
Just in case he's not got a fresh one, he did lag out. So Mr. Rage comes round Parabolica, we'll filter back to Matty, he is the man at the back. Also on the medium compound tyre, let's go to position change for the start because it's always a good place to be. And let the slipstream fest begin. Kristaps gets back in, so hopefully he takes control after turn 1. No AI interruptions going through that first corner, that would be hell. But Matty lines up. We'll go to Mr. Rage. I need a better camera angle than that. Come on, game. Needs not to do that, and there we go. We have 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and our Monza feature race is away. And it seems to be a big delay there off the line. And look at SPW on that soft compound tyre. He's already got the jump and new potato, and round the outside now he goes and Rage. And Rage tried to put him on the grass there, but ENTXJ now on the inside, SPW on the soft compound tyre. He'll go a bit deep though. He's going to have to jump the curb. He'll pick up a warning there, and he'll give that position up. And what's happening there? Mr. Rage, I think, closing out Nick. Is Nick's a ghosted car, as he now gets overtaken by Nude Potato. So Nick down a couple of positions, but Nude Potato down 3 corner, get himself up to P4 off the start. Chubby Slug up a few positions as well, as has Ranger, as we've seen Nude Potato trying to go round the long way in corner, get a bit of wheel banging there. And here they go side by side up to the first Lesmo now. We'll see them both come into shot side by side. We've got side by side as well between Ranger and Nick. So all sorts of action happening at the Lesmo, and Ranger gets through on Nick there. ENTSJ scampered away. SPW got to P2. Mr. Rage falling out. DRS, and that's fingers.
I win.
And he will need to take a pit stop.
Definitely.
And Mike and F. Lewis up 4 and 7 positions respectively, so they're making good gains. And Mike already gone through, and Mick now, so he's up 5, and he means absolute business. And Skarma's dropped it. And what's happened there? That seems very far up the road. VSC out, and that seems very far up the main straight there. And Jay picks up a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane there as he jumps off that soft compound tyre. And Jay now will get on the medium and quite possibly go to the end of the race. Will he go to the hard? Don't know, no he hasn't. He's went to the medium compound. So I'd love to know what happened to Skarma there. I am from Ayrshire, Jock. I live in a small village called New Milnes, but I'm originally from Glasgow. Glasgow is my birth town. Back to Green Flag Racing, and we've got Ranger now on his soft compound tyre all over the back, and Nude Potato will have DRS activated in the next lap as well. So SPW of course leads the way, because Jay chose to take that pit stop to the medium compound tyre under the VSC, and I think he pretty much got quite a good chunk of time out of it. He came out in P14. The gap is only 6.8 seconds, but yep, he has that 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pits. And Rob Wills now making gains on Mick. He's down within a couple of tenths, and we've got another yellow flag. Who's that? Was that Chris that was having a moment there?
I think so. Passes there.
Oh, and Rob Wills and F. Lewis there side by side. Small bit of contact, and F. Lewis pushing Rob out onto the gravel. That's going to give Mick the opportunity now to get the run, and Rob Wills he'll go round the long way, and Rob Wills is now boxed in. He's getting a taste of his own medicine here from Sunday night. Now he knows how it feels to be in that bad place, but now they're going 3 wide into the second chicane. Rob Wills gets through, F. Lewis gets through, and Mick has to stay in 10th position, but Rob Wills compromised exit, and now Mick will come back through and Rob into the first Lesmo, and now Mick gets through and Rob. A cracking bit of interchange racing there between F. Lewis and Mick. And Matty coming to get involved. He's here to seek some revenge, Rob. You better look over that bright orange shoulder of yours, because you have a raging Red Bull behind. And Rob's went straight through, and Mick, he's not waiting. He's like, yep, I am not getting involved in this one. I want as many cars between myself and Matty as feasibly possible.
I'm coming, Rob, don't worry, I'm coming.
And look at Chubby Slug and Mike. Chubby Slug right there with Mike. Adam is somebody's had a moment. Is that corner kid that is scary chicane? I think it could be Mr. Race. It's the fastest lap of the race. But Mr. Rage not in DRS, and here comes Ranger on Nude Potato. Ranger going to go down the inside of corner. He'll get up to P3, but they'll go wheel to wheel through the first chicane. Con leaves the space on the exit, but I think he's able to close that one off as Ranger runs a little bit on the grass. And now Chubby Slug got through, and Mike.
I thought Mike was behind. DRS. But Mike's coming straight back. And Mike will thoroughly enjoy Chubby Slug.
Oh yes. So Nude Potato's still in that DRS range, of course, of Ranger, so... And for some reason we've got a full course yellow, so nobody can commit an overtake right now. Which is awful. And Rob Wills here, even if he tries to go through an F Lewis, he's going to get told to give this position back, and he cannot afford to think me because he'll serve it in the pit stop and he'll only hamper his race. So I'm not quite sure if I'm just seeing that on my screen, or... Are you seeing full course yellow flag here, Adam?
I am seeing it.
So I think Rob Wills is about to pick up a 5-second time penalty here for overtaking under yellow flags.
Maybe, I don't know. He hasn't got him. Ryan Sam just got a 5-second penalty on yellow flags.
And it doesn't seem like it, so maybe it's just for us, maybe just the spectator for some reason, we've got a bug.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that because Rob Wills seems to have been able to go through his Mike now, he goes back through in Chubby Slug. And Matoman gets very close to the back of Mike there, a small bit of contact. Matoman will need to be careful. I think Mike and Matoman are using each other pretty well here, and they're just dragging themselves up to this top 4th battle here. And Connor Kid does get a 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags, as did Ryan Sam, I think.
Ryan
and who's
Sam
that? What, Chubby Slugs at the moment? Chubby Slugs went wide at the second chicane, and Mike has been able to scamper off up the road, and now Nick is all over the back at Matoman. In fact, Nick gets himself into DRS range. So finally we got a green flag. Oh, and as we get on board, I just flicked to Nick there as he's catching the inside curb in the middle of Ascari, nearly drops the car, so that allows Rob Wills to gain up a little. Half a second to a second there, but Mike slowly but surely getting himself close to that DRS. Is he close enough? I don't think, maybe he was on entry. Not quite close enough this time around, but he's got some time as he sets the fastest lap of the race with 22.9, so Mike on the charge. Further back we've got Matty here in F Lewis, and Matty making some big gains in F Lewis down into turn 1. We're going to see a move on the brakes. He cannot this time around. Jay Bradfield waiting in the wings as well in P11. And considering he was set upless, he's still got himself in a good position, Jay Bradfield, you know, after probably a... I think he's shown pace that he's the pace he's shown is out of position from where he should be. His F Lewis uses the 2 curbs there, and that's going to allow Matty to really get the run up towards the Lesmo, because that second chicane curb is not a nice place to be, but they'll stay side by side through Lesmo 1. So Lesmo 2 coming up, can they continue it through another corner? And there's contact, and Matty's in the wall. So
compound, so it's hards or softs.
And F Lewis has a bit of a moment, and we've got the VSC out, so that'll neutralise the pace. I never even noticed that there. So just when Mr. Rage and SPW is going to jump on this VSC to go to the medium compound tyre, so this is good for SPW. He gets quite a cheap stop here. If this VSC stays out for the duration of his pit stop, it's going to be a nice win as we go back to green flag, so that's not too bad. He may come out just in front of this Matty fight, although Matty is going to box. He's going to be close to Jay here as SPW. And Jay goes through. Oh, he'll be a few seconds behind, but of course SPW now on a tyre that can take him to the end.
Rob's at a moment, he's gone wide full turn 1.
He was racing F Lewis there. Any calamities? I wonder. And Jay Bradfield now up to P7 on his soft compound tyre, and in the DRS range of F Lewis, and he's sitting on 90% energy. So Jay Bradfield chilling at the moment. Where else is there battles? Mick and Rob Wills. Rob Wills recovering from that moment, getting himself back up into range, but Mike all over the back of Nude Potato. Nude Potato making sure he breaks that toe away. And Mike now making gains. He's on the move. That was a very good point as Jay Bradfield gets through and F. Lewis. F. Lewis trying to come back up the inside. Not quite there now, it's on the exit of the corner, but Jay Bradfield has still the better traction at the moment and gets back through, or gets to maintain that P5 or P6 position. Oh, and F. Lewis is using a lot of the curbs at the chicanes, and now Mick will get through as well.
Send him up to P7. He's recovered well.
Yep, one of the guys with a 5-second time penalty at will serve, and he's pitched up as well, which is brutal.
Oh, Matt, you've got the hards on. Matt is 100%
Guaranteed.
We'll get a flag set to
I think that was Pavel and Pedro.
I think the game's playing a silly though, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it looks sus.
Yeah.
Here we go, F. Lewis now and Mick down the inside into turn 1. We've got Rob Wills and the McLaren getting back involved in this battle as well, so Rob somehow managing to recover his race, still just the same.
Him and Mike have got absolute no energy.
Yeah, they're spent.
Yeah. Most people are. Rob's got 50, Joe's got 50. Chris Taps has got 84.
Not nice.
Yeah.
But he's 5 laps down.
Yeah. But that's got to be the game. I haven't seen him get lapped. I haven't, has he?
Oh, don't even know, mate. I've not seen a blue flag yet, so...
No, so I'm going to say the game is absolutely battered Chris Taps. Thanks, game.
Yeah, we need to definitely look at that one, because I don't think that's right, but Mike here looking as close as he has for a few laps as Nude Potato there goes right across the white line trying to make the gap. Mike now looks to the inside line, but I think he knows he's not close enough this time around, so he rolls into 1 and he's looking for the X now at 2 and get the run in the toe down through 3 and into turn 4.
The little energy they have.
Yep, and F. Lewis and Rysam again. Go wheel to wheel. F. Lewis gets through in that one. Rob Wills gets through in Mick as Mick and Rob Wills now go side by side out the exit of turn 2. And Rob Wills goes through, so a good little tasty battle going on here between these guys here, and TXJ coming to get involved as well.
Oh, so that means Stephen's going to get involved as well.
And Stephen at the moment, the lead man. I mean, SPW is our net race leader, right? Let's see the gap to leader. Oh, he's right on the cusp, another couple of laps and he should get himself into the window where he would be net P1 and Ranger would be pretty much net P2 after the pit stop. Or after the guys ahead will take their pit stop. So SPW do not count him out just yet. But of course a lot of traffic to try and get through. And Mike now only 3.5 tenths behind Nude Potato coming out of Parabolica, and this will be for sure the overtake to put Mike back into P2, and he's on an absolute stellar drive at the moment. He'll go to that inside line. Con will squeeze him over, he's going to give him absolutely nothing, but there's not much Con can do there. Through Mike goes on the inside line.
Oh, we've got a horse in the wall.
Oh, who's that?
Nick has pit.
It's Pedro.
Gets DRS. Fingers?
Pedro.
Okay. Fingers?
The sprint was crazy, Chris. Absolutely bonkers.
Stephen is right in this now.
Oh, he's right in the fight. He's got to be cautious of Ranger behind as well, because Ranger is definitely a threat. Now the gap to leader for SPW, 20.5 seconds. He is right on the window to come out racing these guys at their pit stop. Of course, their pit stop's going to come up in a few laps' time still, so interesting times ahead. We got a yellow flag at Scary. I think that is just the game being stupid. So I'm going to stay on this SPW battle at the moment, Adam. I need to grab the restroom.
Go on, mate. Alright, send back through F. Lewis. I mean, this is a train. Great exit from Steve. Oh, Rob's round. Rob is round. Stephen is through, Jay. Oh, Jay Brayfield has had a moment.
Back to
Rob was round.
And look who SPW is behind.
Yeah, Rob was round, they were 3 wide. Ryan, Sam, F. Lewis, Rob, 3 wide. Coming up, wherever it was. I don't really track with them much. There was contact with F. Lewis, and Rob was round.
Oh wow.
So, yeah, but then Stephen got through Jay, and he's right in the back of the section. Gap to leader, he is 21.1 and full of energy.
And SPW's got a much better entrance into Ascari here, and you'll see him on the exit. He has to get out of there as F. Lewis gets a little bit of a moment, but now SPW will go through in the inside line there. Yeah, for SPW it's tremendous. And SPW maintains the best track position here because he can hold that inside line. He'll get on the energy now. And through he will go, he'll go back up to P6, and he will have DRS to defend off from F. Lewis. How much energy has F. Lewis got? Half the amount of SPW, but will we see a move here from SPW? SPW defends the inside line. F. Lewis now goes to the racing line. He'll try and go around the long way, but SPW going deep on the brakes. Brilliant car placement there from Stephen, and just covers that one off completely. So let's look at SPW's delta now. Oh, and he's lost some time, Adam. It's 21.7, so he's still in the podium window. But the race win's looking a little harder.
He just needs to create the gaps. Rather than trying to race in front. Because who's got to? Everyone in front of him is got to, so Lewis has got a pit yet as well, so
the SPW goes a little wide on the exit of Ascari. Hopefully the guys are not picking up warnings there, and Stephen's doing his best to try and break that DRS gap. But F. Lewis, even if he gets the DRS, he's coming out of Parabolica with under 10% or just over 10% energy, so it's going to be very hard for him to mount a challenge. SPW probably doesn't even need to use too much energy, just defend off in the latter phase of his attack. And Ryan Sam now into the pits, but let's watch and look at ENTXG. I think he's going to be something for F. Lewis to think about more than SPW, because ENTXG is going to come to that inside line. F. Lewis will try and go deep, and ENTXG will go side by side. F. Lewis tries to get the car back over, but ENTXG has to yield the position now. And that, of course, is nearly
2.1 for Stephen again now, so the time coming back down.
And he is starting to put a gap on F. Lewis. He's over that DRS range. Although F. Lewis has managed to snatch it back. But F. Lewis still has J to think about. And now between Rage and Mike and Con, it's who blinks first. Con's very much in range to trigger an undercut here. Nude Potato's going to be wanting to beat Rage here, because Nude Potato's in this championship, make no bones about that. There's only 1 point between him and Rage. So for saying Rage is in the fight, only 66 points behind, we've got to include Con in that situation as well, only 67 points off the leader. But Mike managing to safeguard some of the points lost, and here comes Jay this time, and you see the energy use, and he fires himself nice and deep now into turn 1, and he will eventually get through on his teammate, and maybe, just maybe, F. Lewis not fighting that off just as hard this time. Maybe hoping that his teammate can drag him through SPW.
I mean, that would be the best thing ever in structure, just sit on and have the DRS. It doesn't use NCOs. I would have such a sore neck. Oh, the gap's gone up now, 22.5. It's going to be a close one.
And I think we could see Con pit. Con does not look comfortable on that tyre anymore. It was looking very, very sketchy on the exit of Parabolica there, but SPW not quite on net race leader anymore. I think Rage is in control of that.
Con is coming in.
And Con is triggering the undercut. He did not look comfortable at all anymore on the tyre. So let's just get a good gauge now at what the overlap is in the tyre, because I think we can see Con close the gap down. We've seen the undercut that happened in the sprint race was pretty powerful. So it's game time for Nude Potato and his strategy. It's absolutely head down, and where is he going to come out here? Oh yes, he has.
Yeah, energy-wise, there's not much between them energy-wise. Stephen has got the advantage.
Of course, Stephen out of these three can go to the end. They cannot. Stephen's biggest threat, I think, for position is Ranger. And he's got a comfortable gap as Ryan Sam clocks the fastest lap of the race in a 22.1.
I'm going to sit on with Rage, see if he pits. Let's see if Rage going to chuck it in. Rage is chucking it in. Is Mike chucking it in? Mike is chucking it in. Is Matthew
I think this is a reaction to Nude Potato here. So Connor's coming through a Scary, and they had to get in because they know that undercut is very, very powerful. We've seen it, and they would have seen it with their own eyes in that earlier race.
Nick chucks it in.
And Mike gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Didn't chuck it in.
So Nick continues on. So here's Nude Potato now coming out of Parabolica. We've got Rage and Mike leaving the pits. Con is going to get a blast of DRS, and here comes the gain. Is he going to get close enough? And Mike and Mr. Rage have done a very good job there.
Side by side. Woo! Woo!
And SPW is going to cut under here. Is he going to go for the long route? F. Lewis trying to get involved as well. So here we go, side by side into that second chicane. F. Lewis is right here as well, and the game not really showing us a nice position there. Small bit of contact, but SPW gets through. Now F. Lewis looks to his teammate inside of the first Lesmo. Jay though able to carry the speed down the outside, and now F Lewis just squeezed him onto the grass a little bit there, but he's left a bit more space in the inside, and now it'll be a bit of a DRS ride. But here comes Mike. Mike is trying to get involved in this, and where does he go? He's going to get boxed out here. The Alfa Romeo boys hold the Mike pinned in, and there's nothing Mike can do there. And I mean, we've seen some of this yesterday. And here goes Mike though on his soft compound tyre, and you see him just charge through it. F. Lewis is going to block that off now. He'll give Mike the toe. And can he shoot one up the inside here or up the middle of the cars? I don't think he's going to be able to, but he will have the grip to get the exit here, and watch him duck under both Alfa Romeo cars here. And here he goes. Down he goes. Oh, there's a small bit of contact there as they go 3 wide, and now it's a drag race between them all. Who doesn't have the DRS? It's Ian TSG. It's F. Lewis tucks into the toe of Mike. Will he try and come back in the brakes down into turn 1? And he does. And F. Lewis has shot the brakes way too much there. He's pushed Mike way over the corner. He gets a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting. But I think Mike will be able to get that one removed.
Yeah.
No problem at all.
Sorry though, Chris, I had to laugh. Paul has sent me what happened to him in the race. I won't read the whole comment out, but it is rather funny.
Oh.
how he's put it. Yes.
Was it anything to do with his driving position?
No. Beat caught the curb and the car snapped like a beefing twig.
So here comes Mike and SPW not putting up any form of a fight here. Through he goes, Mike on his fresh soft compound tyre, and SPW maybe going to be looking here to get pulled along by Mike. Can he get himself up the road? But I think it's going to be a Mr. Rage and Mike SPW podium at this point. Nude Potato coming through, but there's, saying that, there's still 9 laps to go. There's a lot of running left in this race. Did SPW fall out the DRS range? She did not for now.
I looked at my phone for like 2 minutes. Matt isn't a child. Is Matt a child? He's got a penalty now, that's normal.
And F. Lewis into the pits. And F. Lewis retires from the session in the pits.
Fair.
So Mike now all over the back of Nick. Nick on his very old medium compound tyre. Is Nick praying for a little safety car here?
Nick hasn't boxed yet. Do you know what? Maybe this is an outer team. Nick protecting his boy Rage.
Oh.
Maybe.
Oh, and there's a little bit of contact then. I think Nick's gone to the pits, so Nick was trying to indicate to Mike that he wanted that inside line. And then to the pits goes Nick. Now he's getting off that medium compound tyre. SPW goes back up to P3 in the race. But he has been hunted now by Nude Potato, but he is absolutely spent on energy. Gap 1.7 seconds.
Stephen just needs to pour some energy, take the podium. Why open podium?
I'm watching this Pablo Ryan champ battle the guys for the back in the grid. I wonder if these guys will be able to make any moves. Nick's out just ahead of him on the fresh soft compound tyre, so he should be able to get up the road, but he's 10 seconds away from Matoman.
Oh look, Maggie's on there. I'm back kind of giving that now.
Shiv, honestly mate, no idea, right? Kristaps hasn't spun, he's not done anything wrong.
He lagged out at the start, so...
And for some reason the game's put him 12 laps down.
I mean, it was 5 laps earlier, so...
So I think he's actually meant to be in P16 right now. Because if you look at the track map on the right, he's ahead of Fingers and Pedro, but behind the Rob, Mick and Mate battle. So I think Kristaps should be in P16. Because Kristaps has not lost 12 laps in this race. Nobody will tell me that he has, no way.
Well, the game has told him.
Well, it is
Why
bad.
is Matt in the pits again?
Don't believe it. Is he at the moment? He needs some win.
He needs a new win. Oh, Matt Strats.
Matt Stratz.
Well,
So
this is what happens when Matt is left to his own devices. Normally he has me there to back him up. I get info from my engineer, can't tell you who it is. Genius. Matt's absolutely screwed himself.
Nude Potato now making big gains in SPW up towards Ascari chicane, but he will choose not to go through, and I think this might be a big ask now for SPW to finish on the podium. Can he stay with Con when Con goes through? Of course, Con has that penalty that gives SPW 3 seconds to play with, but with 6 laps still to go in the race, or down actually to 5 laps to go, that gap could be pulled. Pavel picks up the time penalty for multiple warnings. And here comes Con and SPW. He pulls to the inside line. And through he will go. And here we get Pavel, Connor Kidd and Jay Bradfield all coming out of Parabolica. So I think we're going to see Pavel make a move here and Jay Bradfield doing a bit of defending. And here we go, we got a full course yellow, so are we going to see this have to be moved here? Oh, a little bit of movement there between Jay Bradfield and Pavel. Oh, and there's contact and Jay Bradfield's nearly round. And now look who's that getting involved, it's Connor Kidd and the other Alpha Tauri, and he'll go through. And they can't do the overtakes. The full course yellow is ruining this race. And Pavel gets a 5-second time penalty so that will be removed. All those get 5-second time penalties for ignoring yellow flags. Please do report those, because they are not fair at all. We're getting a full course yellow for absolutely nothing.
Oh, when did Con get Stephen? When did Stephen's just got to stand in the window?
And SPW is not out of this. Adam, 4 laps to go, he's right there, 3/10 behind the potato.
As Kerry's just said, Stephen is very good at licking windows.
That's true.
So
hope he's good at licking the back of Red Bulls.
Yeah. He's just got to stay in the window. He's got ERS. Connor's, oh no, he's used quite a bit. But his tyres are going to be a bit. But in Stephen I trust. I can't believe I've actually said that.
I know.
It seems weird though.
He's drove very well today, is Mr. SPW.
No, he has. He had the last few weeks. He's been coming on. We've always known he's had the pace. He was just couldn't respect it. Now.
I'm still setting PBs in the middle sector as well, so he's very comfortable. As we click down to 3 laps to go, Mr. Rage leads the way, might get the gap down to under 3 seconds, but can he close it enough? No energy between the two of them. Of course we have to bear in mind Mike has came from the back of the grid.
Yes.
Or from P14 I should say. Pretty much the back half of the grid.
It's normally where I race from. I just don't make the games that Mike makes.
Oh, excuse me.
I mean, I'm looking at the moment, right, Chris, and obviously we're going to have the discussion, driver of the day.
See you Sunday, Jock. Sorry, Adam.
No, you're fine. And I'm just thinking, you've got to have names in contention. There's 2 for me to speak about for driver of the day. And that's Stephen and Jay.
Yeah.
I don't think either of them have got a foot wrong.
Nah, they've been faultless. If you look at the course of the 2 races and you're taking driver of the double races, yeah, I think it's a close battle between SPW and Jay. Maybe SPW edges it out just a little bit with Jay having that early moment, but then I kind of commend the commitment to try and push, because it's the sprint and make something happen.
Yeah.
That ultimately cost him some positions at the start of the race. Ranger all over the back of ENTXJ, so I think ENTXJ could be under pressure here from Ranger. But Ranger of course has that 3-second time penalty, so Jay just needs to stay there. Because Jay's 5 second, oh no, Jay's was up for speed in the pits actually.
I think it might have been. I think it was. I mean, but the P6 is set, so.
He's not over with this anyway though, he's going to come back on the inside. And he'll get the nose of the car back head into the braking zone for turn 4. And he will hold off Ranger for that position. It's good stuff. And I don't think Mike can get that gap down to any lower than the kind of 3 seconds. I think, bar no mistakes, Mr. Rage will make it 2 for 2.
Mr. Rage has unbottled it.
He has.
Put the cap on, stuck that back in the fridge, job done.
And he'll smash it next week again. I mean, the bottle, that is.
Week?
I don't know.
No, I don't know. I'm gonna look. I think you'd know. We don't.
Nah. Here comes Ranger. DRS open. Him and ENTXG about to go at it for the second time of asking. Ranger goes through. And he's even back in front for the braking zone of turn 1.
Right, here is the question. We've just switched the track, didn't we? It's now China next week.
Oh, China, oh no.
Otherwise it would have been Russia. We've switched it on. So China next week.
And Jay, I think, doing a little bit of fuel saving near the end of the race here. I could be wrong. And SPW has lost the 3 second gap, Adam.
No.
Oh, and Jay picks up a 3 second time penalty as well, so that'll make it critical for that position against Ranger. He needs to get through now and hold it. His Rage takes us on to that last lap of the race now. And let's see. Jay's left himself that one opportunity and through. He'll try and go round Parabolica here, trying to use that tighter inside line. And here he comes, pulls to the racing line, and through we'll go. Not much Ranger can do about that one. Rage into the first Lesmo for the first time. For the last time, sorry, and the second. As he heads down.
Are we going to do this again?
I know, you'd think after 40 laps we would have had enough.
Oh crap, I'm going to do this Wednesday.
Huh?
I'm going to do this on Wednesday.
Yeah. I need to drive it on Wednesday.
You better have a good race.
Yeah, I'm sick. But Rage, coming up to Parabolica, he's been absolutely faultless today. Mike, of course, in the incidents, but when he's in the incidents, Rage needs to capitalise. He will close the gap in not one but 2 races this evening. I think he'll get it down to mid 40 points and Rage will win in Italy. Mike will come home for a solid P2 and he doesn't even need the penalty off because he's going to hold the gap anyway to Nude. Potato, Con will score a solid podium, a top 3 in the championship, finished top 3, a very good day in the office for SPW. Couple of P4s on the board, or a P3 and a P4, so a couple of good races for him. Ranger will get, oh, and ENTSJ's run out of fuel. Jay is out of fuel coming around the last corner. Look at Nick closing him down. Is he going to get it? Nick will get up to P6. Jay will stay P7. Ryan Sam, does he get ahead as well? But Jay has a 5 second time penalty to come off because I think it was for yellow flag.
I think he was speeding in the pit lane.
Jay Bradfield in his debut will be P10. Matty will get recovered to P11. Mick P12, Chubby Slug 13, but he's going to be jumped by Rob Wills out of Parabolica. Rob Wills will get to P13, and it's been a long one for Rob. And Fingers just coming through the Scotty.
His best teammate with him.
It just Fingers now to come round the final corner, or last car, to bring on P15.
I mean, I'd say Chris Taps is P15.
Yeah.
Or 16.
15.
Yeah. That's an interesting one. Well, he's only been lapped 10 times now. So
it's went down.
Past raging everyone twice. Didn't notice that.
And I don't even know like what will happen with Chris Taps here, so I don't know. Jay Bradfield gets a solid 20 second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. He's just been absolutely dogged on.
I'm not surprised. I really am not. Deadly race, deadly 20-second penalty after the race.
Oh man. So I'm waiting on that timer screen. I think we're going to have to wait. Oh, there we go. It's finally Kristaps has left the session, so we'll need to figure out something for Kristaps because he was certainly not all the laps down. Piece
No,
together roughly where he was on track. Mikey gets the game's driver of the day. I think across the two races it's good for me.
I'd agree to said statement. Really good.
So that has been done, Mr. Jensen. Our comms driver of the day will be Mr. SPW, and I need to add the guys in for chat.
I've sent to. Well, I've got them ready to send. I'm just trying to find Irish naked potato. Oh, I'll add them too, and then I'll find I don't know why it won't let me find him. Oh, he must hide offline then. Aha.
Nude potato, yeah. He sucks.
Yeah, he does. 100%. He's a hider. There he is.
So, good evening, Rage, or race winner. You done the double, sir? A very good day in the office. Mike, of course, caught up in that instant with fingers in the sprint. You had to capitalise on that, which you did. You got a nice points gain. And then you get a little more gain at the end of that race as well. Although Mike did make a hell of a good go at it, but once he had got to kind of that 3-second gap to you, it just kind of stalled. I think these were pretty much matching each other's lap times from then. So, good day in the office, Rage.
Oh yeah, definitely. Unfortunate for Mike in the sprint race.
You laughed.
Not. Yes, there was a cheeky grin, but also, I don't want someone to, lose some that many positions for something that is not his fault. So
yeah, of course.
It would have been nice because anything could have happened, and also Con just clipping that in the sprint race, the curb.
Yeah.
You never know, anything could have happened. I think I got lucky in the sprint. But no, the feature, the actual race, I just knew, even though they're on.
Which you did, and once you had a gripper kind of in control at the front, you never looked really like you were going to let that go. Of course, the guys in the soft tyre got the jump early, but you managed to get yourself back in control of the race pretty quickly. And then from there, just kept your head down.
Yes, and definitely when Mike got up to Nick, I've got to say thank you, Nick, for holding him up a tiny bit.
Told you, I called it.
Just a tiny bit.
You did.
See?
I didn't ask him to do it.
Yeah.
Or whatever. It just happened. So, but GG on Mike. P16 to P2. I know how it feels to do that, so it's fun.
P14, don't give him too much.
Oh, P14. I didn't know where he was starting from, so. But still, P14 to P2 at Monza, where it's Slipstream Fest.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good.
But still, Rage, you do the double. You have a very, very good day in the car. And you get the gap closed up to Mike, so all in all, a good day.
Definitely needed for this championship to go down to the wire. I needed that.
So, very well done, Rage. Adam, do you have anything for Mr. Rage?
What happened at the start of the sprint? You were sideways at after turn 1.
Someone hit me up the back, so I don't know who that was.
Because that caused an absolute cluster after that. Fantastic.
Yeah, I just got a tap from the back. I'm happy I caught it, because if I didn't, then I think that was the sprint race just gone for me, and I would have been in Mike's position, having to do what he did. But
No, I mean personally, Rage, you controlled both races. Once you got into the lead, you controlled it, and it was a done deal. No matter what Mike had, I think you had enough to cover Mike, and it's hard to cover someone like Mike, who is so quick and dangerous when
definitely.
he's on the back foot. So, congrats, well done.
Thank you.
Mike,
Yeah.
are you here, sir?
Mike.
Yeah.
We'll just gloss over the elephant in the room in the dark spot that was that thing where I think it was clear there was no space left, and I think it's a clear report, but the damage limitations were made very clear. And even though if you're taken out in a sprint or any race, you're not going to go out without swinging. That was a very good recovery, sir.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, Adam will know what I say by this, but I had flashbacks to Sergeant right there. Oh my god, not again. But yeah, luckily we had a sprint and I could recover it. Yeah.
And the 5-second time penalty, of course, that you don't need to get off. Was the track just flinging itself into full course yellows for no reason? That's
Yeah,
how it looked from our side.
I got my yellow. I got my penalty because Lewis pushed me off track though.
Oh yeah, turn 1, oh that's right.
Yes,
I
we
don't know
call
why
that.
he sent that, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, because ultimately
fair
went
enough.
and retired in the pits in the end, so.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to incriminate myself. These charges will not
Well, I
stick.
will.
No, Mike, you did. Mike, I mean, without your incidents, is it a different race from the feature, or did Rage have
yeah,
enough to
definitely.
cover,
I mean,
or did Rage have enough?
The sprint was comfortable after turn 1. Like, I made a mistake on the pit stop, but if I didn't do that pit stop too late, I think, you know, it would have been a different race. And then obviously with the fingers thing, if that didn't happen, I would have been a bit higher up, 5, 6. If I started there, I maybe could have had a go at Rage in the real race, but yeah, we were kind of very even on race pace. So
Yeah, I mean,
don't
Rage
expect-
taking that pit stop in the sprint was a masterful choice.
Yeah, I forgot that it was a sprint and I thought it was a 50% race and I stayed out. And I only realised halfway around the track, I looked up at the laps and I was like, oh, sugar.
Can we say Matterman strategy right there?
Matt Strat.
fact.
Matt
Matt
Fact
Strat.
with a Matt Strat. Oh dear. Well, I thought Rage was just a genius. Clearly not.
I'm just dumb.
Yeah, well, yeah, you had a Matt Strat. We don't call that dumb.
Yeah,
we call
but
it a Matt
yeah,
Strat.
overall it was a good race for me. I mean, good damage limitation, but again, with a big gap in the championship, I can afford to kind of have bad races. So
Rage is
And it
coming
makes
for
it
you
more
hard.
entertaining for us.
Yeah,
yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. I know when Nelly was running away with it, I had to be the chaser, so I'll make sure Rage feels every bit of pain I felt.
But the thing
Doesn't
with
sound like
Sis,
he's feeling much pain tonight, though. He sounds pretty happy.
Yeah, well,
I'll go-
Adam, the reality is I didn't feel much pain until 5 laps to go when my wheel died, so yeah.
Oh, was that your really expensive wheel that just died?
Yeah,
Oh, right.
let's hope that happens again at Abu Dhabi and I win the championship.
we'll see. It's manipulated, man.
Well, very good job, Mike. A very, very stellar recovery for P14 to P2. Some good positions. We always know, I think you're always going in a clean race, get yourself up there, but the way you got yourself there was pretty impressive today. As Rage says, in a track where you never really had a massive tyre advantage to anything about you, so that's just out and out car pace getting you through there.
Yeah, it was really all about picking your moment. Even behind Con, I spent a few laps, and then I think I got lucky. He lost the rear at one stage, and I broke the RS. But yeah, it was just turn 1 was the scariest bit. I think I got hit in the rear, hit Battleman in the rear, just left, right, back, right. It was scary, man.
But very good job, Mike. A thoroughly well driven P2. Championship stays very much alive, and you do some damage limitation. And of course, where do we go next week? Oh, China. To China next week. We're not going to say that other track. Because they're mean people. But very good job, Mike.
Is that naked man here?
Nude potato?
Hey, the naked potato.
Con, you always seem to be in the thicket in these races, but still somehow drag out a podium and get yourself in amongst it at the end. But again, another race where a lot of wheel-to-wheel racing to get you to that P3. Yeah, we would agree. Ooh. Yeah. It's aye, that curb. That's the thing with Italy. It's not so much going on in terms of turning the wheel, but it takes a lot of focus, right? I think because you're just driving so flat out and the corners come so spread out that you kind of get a chill moment, and then you've got to be really switched on because they're quite high speed corners. So struggling a little bit. I seen that. I actually went on board that once with your medium compound tyre and a cold. I seen in that lap you had a right struggling moment through Ascari, and even touching the throttle gently, you seen that the rear of the car was trying to brake, and you could just. I think that's one thing with Monza. Once you get to the point where the tyres feel sketchy, it's just you've got to get off them straight away, right? A very good P3, Con, and of course you keep yourself in the championship fight as well, because you gained some points in Mike in the sprint race yourself, so it is very much on between you three for the rest of the season. I think there'll be about 60 points covering all of yous now, so the deficit is down. Adam, do you have anything for Mr. Con?
No, me and Con were chatting the other day, and since he's joined OTL, he's gone from Mr. DNF to Mr. Podium to what he was like when he first joined HOR, and it's thoroughly enjoyable to see. Yeah, you know, enjoy the racing. The racing becomes fun again, and the results happen. And Con is a prime example of that. Although the amount of stick I give him is unreal, that will never stop. Like for you, Chris, I will never stop giving you stick. But I thoroughly enjoy it. I'm glad Con's on the podium most weeks. I'm glad he's enjoying his racing. It's just a shame he's not good enough to beat Michael Rage.
Oh.
Maybe he might need to change his name to Con One.
No. Oh, I am. There's no point me turning up on the Hey, I'm the best teammate ever. Don't ever doubt me.
When you're in the car.
Right, on that note of Adam's absolute gibberish, because we all know that statement was a big lie.
Yeah.
He's not the best at anything.
Oh.
Oof.
Facts.
That will be us for this evening. Well done to Rage, to Mike, good recovery, and well done to Con, our podium men. Good job with SPW, you got P3 in the sprint race as well, and then a P4. In the feature race, it was a good day in the office. Of course, he gets the driver of the day for two very solid performances as well. Right, Adam? Yes, that's what we agreed.
Yeah, no, yeah, 100%. 100%.
So on that one, we will be back on Wednesday for some more Monza sprint with HOR boys.